In a shadowed room, a revolutionary figure sat surrounded by comrades. A voice, neither clearly male nor female, resonated with terrifying authority. "We will ignite the revolution starting from Britain," the voice declared in cold. "Our leader has fallen, but his loyal followers remain. We must target the key figures in that country who stand against the coming uprising." The voice grew colder. "We will eliminate every threat to our cause worldwide and swiftly recruit the people into our ranks." Silence fell, broken only by the ominous promise of a storm soon to break over Britain and beyond. Chapter 1. Damien Shaw's return from Port of Hull, where he closed the secrets of the harbour case, was met with immediate confrontation. His uncle, Mr. Douglas Shaw, Director General of the National Crime Agency, regarded him with cold contempt. Though Damien was appointed directly by the Home Secretary, Douglas had never respected his competence. "Sit," Douglas commanded, eyes sharp. 3 empty chairs stood before the desk. Damien hesitated briefly before collapsing into one under the forceful call, "Benjo!" "You're a complete fool," Douglas snapped. Damien lowered his gaze. "Yes, sir." "Silence. What method did you use to catch the smuggler?" "I applied a tactic I read about in a spy novel." Douglas's voice dropped. "Spy novel?" "Yes. Something about a face, or a diamond theft." "You disgrace this department. No good report has come from Port of Hull. This is a government agency, not a stage for novels. And who is that woman with you?" "Valeria. She is my typist." Douglas's teeth clenched. "A typist?" "Yes, sir." He slid a blank sheet forward. "Right." Damien began. "I needed a typist for my section." "What are you writing?" "I was told to write a resignation." Douglas slammed the desk. Damien took a fresh sheet and wrote without expression. "I was ashamed myself," Damien said, handing over the letter. "The nephew of such a man, and still employed? God forbid." Douglas rose. "There is no place for you here anymore. I'll sleep in the garage. Number you won't set foot beyond the gate." Damien's voice was calm. "The boundary wall is high." A pause. "No, sir. It's impossible to enter without crossing the gate." "Get out!" Head lowered, Damien left. Chapter 2. Within hours, news of Damien's resignation spread throughout the department. No one welcomed it more than Deputy Director Ryan Blake. Though ostensibly Damien's friend, Ryan saw him as a threat to his own position since Damien's arrival. "Damien, I'm sorry to see you go," Ryan said with forced cordiality. "Someone must be spreading rumors," Damien replied coldly, placing a hand on Ryan's shoulder. "I won't leave you, even beyond the grave. For now, clear 2 rooms in your bungalow for me." "What do you mean?" "My uncle forbids me from entering his house, though I doubt he can enforce it." Ryan smirked. "It's probably because of that woman." "What woman?" Damien's eyes flashed. "Don't sully my uncle's name. Shut up." "Just saying." "No. Keep quiet. If the higher-ups hear this, they might make you resign too. Now, answer. Are the rooms available or not?" Ryan hesitated. "My wife. Will that woman stay with you?" "Her name is Valeria." Ryan frowned. "If she stays, my wife might misunderstand." "Misunderstand how?" "That she's your mistress." "God forbid. I respect your wife." "I meant Valeria," Ryan muttered, embarrassed. "Then say so. I thought your wife might suspect I'm the lover." Ryan stammered. "I misspoke. If you won't stay in the bungalow, just give me the apartment you're leasing." "What apartment?" Ryan's eyes widened. "Don't make me spell it out. You've illegally occupied 6 apartments." Ryan glanced nervously around. "Lower your voice, fool. Give me the key to the Chadwick Building apartment. Understood?" Ryan's fist clenched. "May God ruin you." Chapter 3. Days later, an unusual advertisement appeared in the city's leading newspaper. "Consult us for divorce. If you seek freedom from your husband, solid evidence is required in court. For a reasonable fee, we provide such evidence. Guaranteed divorce. Contact us once and gain permanent freedom. Special Agent, a Colombian woman. Valeria and Company, apartment number 9, Chadwick Building. Deputy Director Ryan Blake read the ad, shocked. Apartment number 9 was the same flat Damien had taken from him. Valeria and Company Ryan recalled Valeria, the woman Damien had brought from Port of Hull. This was a new, disruptive tactic, legally dubious but effective. Valeria and Company promised to be a constant problem for the department. Lighting a cigarette, Ryan left for Chadwick Building. At apartment number 9, a sign read, Valeria and Company, forwarding and clearing agents. Ryan entered, finding only Damien and Valeria. Damien gestured to a chair, dictating to Valeria. "I, Dr. Watson. In life, some events remain unforgettable, even in death." Valeria paused as Ryan interrupted. "Does Miss Ryan appear in your register?" "Client?" Valeria asked. Damien signaled to resume, but Ryan raised a hand. "Later." "The Dancer of Fire." Damien noted Ryan's interest. "Do you seek divorce?" Ryan dismissed it. "Your ad has stirred attention." "Good. Means I might finally pay taxes." Ryan warned. "This is absurd. Forwarding and clearing agents. It's a euphemism for marriage and divorce. You can't run such a business here." "Valeria, wait outside." Valeria left. "She's formidable," Ryan remarked. "That comment could get you divorced," Damien replied. Ryan warned, "You'll get in trouble." "Not illegal," Damien countered. Ryan sighed. "You're becoming a headache." Before Damien could reply, a middle-aged woman entered. "I came after seeing your ad." Damien stood. "Miss Valeria, assist the lady." Ryan whispered, "What are you doing?" "Business," Damien said. "Do you know her?" "I know all the old ladies in town." Ryan scoffed. "That's Lady Victoria Sinclair." Damien shrugged. "An old woman?" Ryan cautioned, "She's influential. If you're in trouble, not even your uncle can save you." "In this office, business only," Damien said coldly. "Want to be a client? Welcome. Otherwise, goodbye. I have no clerk yet." Ryan scowled. "This is a residential apartment, not an office." "Calm down. Need a divorce? Come here. No fees." Ryan warned, "Remove that sign in a week or face consequences." "Let them come. My partner's unfriendly to you. Don't visit unless prescribed." Damien rang his desk bell, muttering about snacks. Ryan left, fuming. Later, Valeria returned with Lady Victoria Sinclair. Valeria assured her, "You'll be informed." Confidentiality assured. Lady Victoria nodded and left. Valeria counted £2,100 notes onto Damien's desk. Damien raised an eyebrow. "I close deals properly. Sit. What will you drink?" "Who was that woman?" "Don't worry. Many like him come and go. What does she want?" "Information about a man. 2,000 in advance, 3,000 on delivery." "You gave her a receipt?" "No." "Details." "She seeks a man's activities in the city, not for divorce." "Who?" Valeria handed Damien a note. Damien read, then hesitated before saying, "We need a phone to proceed." "I sleep here alone. No phone scares me. Where do you spend your nights?" "We're just partners. Here." Damien slid £1,000 notes toward her. "Take your share. The rest may never come." "Why?" "You took the case without consulting me. It's risky. We'll see." "What's wrong?" "Why does she want information?" "She didn't say." "Unstable case. I'll investigate." "Investigate what?" "That woman is Lady Victoria Sinclair, a prominent figure." "Lady?" Valeria was surprised. She said her name was Mrs. Anderson. "That's suspicious. She hides her identity while seeking a man unlikely from her class." "How do you know?" "His address." Valeria detailed a laborer's neighborhood, a cramped room. "You're naive. Welcome to the profession. If it's dangerous, we'll return the money." "Foolish. Planning to starve?" "I have savings." "Save it for my funeral." "You resigned?" "Fool. Want to return to the old life?" "Never." "I'm off to dig up that information. If police ask, give them my card. I'm the director. They'll leave quietly. Chapter 4. Damien arrived at Newbridge Close, parking his two-seater by the roadside. Carrying a bag, he approached the labourers' colony, blending in as a doctor on rounds. He began knocking on open doors. Almost every occupant confirmed, "The injections have been administered." Several even rolled up sleeves for inspection. Finally, Damien reached the locked door of the man he sought. He knocked persistently, but received no reply. "Go away," a voice demanded. "I don't want to meet anyone." "I'm a doctor," Damien said firmly. "The injection is mandatory for all. There's a plague risk this season." No answer followed. A small crowd gathered. One man explained, "He refuses to meet anyone." Even officials in cars are sent away coldly. Curious, Damien asked about the man. "No one knows his name," one replied. "What does he do?" "No one can say. He moved in a month ago. At first he was seen around and spoke to neighbors, but then he shut himself indoors. His social status? Like others here. But big shots visit him. That's the strange part. He doesn't welcome them either." Suddenly, a car appeared, squeezing through the narrow lane. A well-dressed man stepped out, knocking and pleading at the door. Damien watched quietly as the visitor retreated to his car. "I'll inject him too," Damien muttered. Damien moved to the street's entrance, waiting. The car exited, and Damien blocked its path. "Have you received the plague injection?" he asked. "No," the driver replied, wary. "You cannot leave without it. Cases have been reported here." "Who are you?" the man demanded. "Medical officer on outdoor duties. Vaccination is mandatory. Refusal means police custody." The driver scowled, reached into his pocket, and handed over a card. Damien read, "Sir Charles Sinclair." "File a complaint if you wish," Damien said. "Now please excuse me." The car sped away. Damien rubbed his forehead. Sir Charles Sinclair, his wife had paid £2,000 for information on the mysterious man and promised another £3,000. The situation was far more complex than it seemed. Damien stood deep in thought. Chapter 5. Damien stood in a public phone booth, dialing Lady Victoria Sinclair's number. "Hello, is the lady of the house available? Please inform her," he said curtly. Moments later, Damien spoke again. "Lady Victoria Sinclair, this is a representative of Valeria and Company. Can we meet at the Sapphire Club in 30 minutes? It's urgent, about that matter. Will you come?" He hung up and drove toward the club as night fell. At the club, Lady Victoria arrived promptly. They seated themselves in a quiet corner. "You look familiar," she said. "Likely from my office. I'm junior partner at Valeria's firm." She nodded. "What's the news?" "Is Sir Charles showing interest in that man?" Damien asked directly. "No," Lady Victoria said, visibly startled. "How can you say that? I saw him knocking at the man's door." "He never meets anyone. His door stays locked. Neighbors report well-dressed visitors, but he refuses all meetings." Lady Victoria was silent, then said quietly, "If Sir Charles is interested, that man must leave this city." "Why did you give a false name and address at my office?" "To maintain discretion. I had no ill intent. Otherwise, I wouldn't have come rushing or denied knowing about Valeria and Company. Who is he?" "I cannot say. Initially, I sought only to know why he came here. Now, I want him gone. I'll pay £10,000. Also find how Sir Charles reached him." "This is complicated." "Why? Why complicated?" she asked, steadying herself. "Why pursue a man beneath your social class?" "The money is not for appearances," she replied coldly. "It's to ensure the task is done without questions." "Understood. What if he refuses to leave?" "Then you'll need another solution, another 10,000. Damien paused. "If he won't leave, another way might be—" "To kill him," she gasped, recoiling. "Number. Sometimes secrecy demands extremes." "What do you mean?" "Sir Charles is interested in him." "Explain." "I want him gone. If he refuses, we finish him quietly, for an additional £5,000 to £15,000. "Do you do that?" "Not people. Valeria. Once she sets eyes on a target, He's done. That's absurd. Valeria seduces them, traps them, and makes them leave willingly. That won't work. He's old, strong-willed. He's likely your age. That's irrelevant. How long have you known him? That too is irrelevant. How did Sir Charles find him? If he knows him already, your efforts may fail. Did he try to meet you here? Number. He is not the type to blackmail me. Just convince him to leave, citing my wishes. And if Sir Charles insists he stay, I don't know how or why Sir Charles is involved. If Sir Charles finds out about your interest, what then? You're a clever young man, but beware this web. Best Sir Charles never meets him. Contact me if anything develops. I trust you. One more thing. Number nothing more. She left abruptly. Damien watched her go. Chapter 6. The night was dense with clouds, the sky dark since evening. Damien drove his two-seater, pondering Lady Victoria's cryptic words. £10,000 to send a man away, one outside her social class. Had she once been involved with him? Was she now scared of blackmail? Yet her concern over Sir Charles seemed forced, as if she wanted to mask something. Damien turned back toward Newbridge Close, resolved to make one more attempt to get the man to open his door. He parked discreetly and approached the labourers' colony. The alleys were shadowed. Only dim lights flickered from rooms of night-shift workers. No one noticed his presence. A stray dog barked faintly, then fell silent. As he neared the target room, the door opened. A man emerged, carrying something heavy, closing the door behind him. Damien followed cautiously, the man hugging the wall, glancing frequently. Reaching the main road, the man quickened his pace toward a horse-drawn carriage stand. When the man boarded, Damien hurried to his car, parked some distance away. The carriage moved opposite his direction. Damien started his car, pursuing. The road was empty. Ahead, a horse-drawn carriage appeared in his headlights, uncertain if it was the same one. Damien slowed. The carriage accelerated, then halted on a slope, its occupant visible under the lights. The man wore a long overcoat and felt hat, white beard marking his age. He lowered his hat brim and raised his collar as the driver adjusted the harness. Damien honked sharply, startling them both, though he could have passed unnoticed. "Hey, move the carriage off the road!" Damien shouted, stepping out. "This is bullying, sir," protested the driver. Damien rested his hand on the carriage seat. "Sir, Lady Victoria Sinclair sent me." The old man coughed but stayed silent. "I'm speaking to you," Damien said. A cold barrel pressed to his forehead. "Step back," the man said calmly. "Morena's slaves die a dog's death. Alonso's judgment." "What wrong have I done, Uncle Alonso?" Damien asked, compliant. "Nothing. The trigger remains set. Otherwise, your skull would be pierced." Damien breathed deeply. The driver started to move, but Alonso stopped him. "Tell Morena, Alonso is no child." "I don't know Morena, Uncle Alonso. Lady Victoria sent me. If Morena is her, I'll walk to Mona Bower station." "Lady Victoria Sinclair," Alonso murmured, recalling. "Not Sir Charles's wife." "You understand now," Damien replied. "Why did she send you?" "Understand what she wants." "How can I guess?" "She wants you gone." "Ah, tell her Alonso came on personal business. Once done, he'll leave." "Why don't you meet Sir Charles?" "I didn't know he lived here." "Tell Lady Victoria Alonso's heart is not evil. Now go." The revolver pressed again. "But Sir Charles knocked on your door." "Sir Charles?" Alonso sounded puzzled. "Yes, Uncle Alonso. I don't understand. What does Sir Charles want?" "Go. Tell Lady Victoria what I said. Move on, driver." The carriage moved off. Damien called after him. "Uncle Alonso, you have a license for that revolver, right?" "Yes, rest easy." His voice faded as the carriage disappeared. Chapter 7. The next morning, newspapers reported a middle-aged man's body found in Lancaster. Police theories and details dominated the headlines. Damien sat in his divorce office, somber. Valeria emerged, heading out for tea. As she passed, Damien stretched his leg. Unaware, she tripped and fell hard. "Wild," she muttered, rubbing her legs. Damien nodded, expression unreadable. "I'm not going," Valeria said, nearly on the verge of tears, retreating inside. Damien sighed and turned to the newspaper. He called to her, but she refused, telling him to leave her alone. He approached the room. She lay face down on the bed. "What's wrong?" he asked calmly. "Go away. You have no sense, teasing women like this." "If not you, then who? I usually avoid joking with women." "Leave." "As you say, but why call a human child just child and not man-child?" Valeria glared, about to respond when a knock interrupted. "Who is it?" Damien called. "It's me, Ryan." "Back again," Damien muttered, stepping aside. Ryan entered, tripping over Damien's leg and falling. He lunged, but hit the wall. Damien dodged. "Tea," Damien offered. "Tea! My foot! What was that?" Ryan snapped, grabbing his collar. "Hush, she might be watching." Ryan released him, glancing toward Valeria, who stood confused in the doorway. "Valeria, meet Deputy Director Ryan of the NCA, my close friend. And this is Valeria, my partner, senior partner at Valeria." And Company Ryan muttered greetings, glaring at Damien. "Valeria, make tea. He's important." "Pleasure," Valeria said. Ryan smiled faintly. Damien joked in Urdu about Ryan's emotional attachment and promised not to charge his wife for divorce services. Ryan said Damien had been his subordinate. "May God ruin you," Damien muttered. Ryan vowed to beat the arrogance out of Damien. "It's pride," Damien replied. "I'm a Pathan." "How long will this childishness last?" "Childish? If you'd lived in Sherlock Holmes' time, you'd be dead by now. Like Holmes, I know why you're here." "Why?" "I can tell how you arrived." "How?" "Walking on your head? See the straw in your hair?" "Don't bore me. I'm here on business. I've read today's newspaper thoroughly. Even the classifieds no one but married men read. So you understand? Already started the job." "What job?" "I'd say if your punch had hit me. Those who sow, reap. Valeria, bring tea." "I don't want tea." "Like a wanderer. You've been up all night without breakfast. Valeria makes good cutlets, though she recently fell flat on her face." "Really? Damien? Are you human?" That's what she wonders. I try to assure her, whether Colombian girl or Deputy Director Ryan, your theory on the dead body is wrong. "How?" "You say he tripped, hit his head, died from venom entering the wound. Plausible, but does it hold? Was the ground uneven? Could he have hit a raised surface?" Number. The body was found on a flat path in Alfred Park. Then why aren't your foreheads injured? Both you and Valeria fell from some height. Ryan blinked. Instinct. When falling forward, people shield faces instinctively with palms or elbows. True? "Valeria, tea!" Damien called, then whispered, "At least one divorce case. Women here seem emotionless. Maybe daily ads for a month? Go fool someone else." "How fool someone who already thinks I'm a fool?" "I came to show you the body." "Still at the scene?" "No, at the morgue. Post-mortem pending." "Why see it now?" "Come. Breakfast afterward." "Fine. What do I get?" "Breakfast. Don't argue. I was angry, but found something useful, if you trip that girl too. Necessary test. Beast. Let's go, but I haven't eaten. First, Alfred Garden. Damien knew Valeria wouldn't cook now. Better to leave. At Alfred Garden, Ryan showed the exact spot. Body was face down? Yes. How was poison confirmed so quickly? No other injuries or strangulation. Collected red gravel? Of course. Detective superintendent or... I'm a fool. I doubted death here. Poison acted fast, no attempt to rise. Then why bring me here? Body was dumped here. Stop acting clever. Maybe he died here. I'll complicate it. I spin stories, you complicate. Alfred Garden is snake-infested. Maybe a bite. Post-mortem pending. Theory possible. Breakfast first. At the morgue, Ryan uncovered the face. Damien recognized the man, Alonso. Forehead wound. Visible. Nothing unusual. You're arrogant now. No, just realistic. Wait for post-mortem. Hold judgment. Clothing? At laboratory. Suspected erased marks. Documents? Number erased evidence wouldn't leave papers. Maybe victim erased traces alive. Enough. Next, you'll claim he's the Prince of Denmark. They left. I'm off. Update me on post-mortem. If needed. Mess with me, you'll cry. You know my firm's work. Morgue supervisor approached. Damien slipped away, started Ryan's motorcycle, and sped off before Ryan could react. Chapter 8. Damien sat in Lady Victoria's drawing room, waiting. She entered abruptly. Why are you here? To deliver the final update, Damien said, watching her closely. I don't believe it, her voice trembled. Alonso is gone. Lady Victoria sighed deeply and sank into a chair. The remaining payment will be sent in 2 days. What use is that now? Damien asked quietly. His body turned blue, and now doctors are dissecting him. I don't follow, she said. Damien explained. Sir Charles was interested too. Police unaware, for now. I'm considering informing them. She remained silent, then whispered, So you want to blackmail me? You said you could kill him. Fine. If questioned, say I killed him. When they ask me, I'll say Lady Victoria forced me. She'll have to explain why. Why she wanted Alonso gone. Paid so much. Then neighbors will recall Sir Charles knocking for hours. What then, Lady Victoria? That man in my office. Surprised to see you. Ryan Blake, Deputy Director of the NCA. You can't deny knowing me. What do you want? She asked, weary. The truth. Who was Alonso? Why killed? Who did he fear? Damien rubbed his head, searching his memory for a French-sounding name Alonso mentioned. I don't know who he feared, but you're clever. I suspect Alonso lives. You want me to confess. Have you read today's paper? I have, but this could be a ruse. Perhaps. Maybe I'm feeding you falsehoods. No, the name is real. You've met him. If you want, I can halt the post-mortem. I will see it, she said, disbelief clear. May I use your phone? No. Then come with me. I won't. Report me if you will. You can't blackmail me. The man in your office may be NCA, but my friend is Mr. Douglas, NCA, Director General. I'll file a complaint. Douglas is my enemy. He expelled me. I was forced to start a forwarding bureau. Misunderstanding. I can call him now. Here. Tell him Damien Shaw is the blackmailer. Damien Shaw? She gasped. That's Douglas's nephew. He lived here too. Used to, Damien said. Now disowned, wandering, tracking husbands. Are you really Douglas's nephew? Enough. Talk about Alonso. You know more. Never mind. I know nothing. Leave. You can't harm me. Lady Victoria rose and left the room. Chapter 9. Damien called Ryan from a public phone booth. I've started work on the case. Instead of venting, let me ride the motorcycle. Ryan cursed loudly. Damien encouraged him after each insult. Damien headed to the laborers' colony where Alonso had lived. The door to Alonso's room was open. Inside, the room was spotless. No trace remained. A neighbor returning from a night shift reported a van had collected Alonso's belongings around 4 a.m. Damien examined the empty room carefully. He bent down and picked up an empty cigarette pack. Covered in faint pencil scribbles, the writing repeated the same line in unfamiliar script. Damien suspected it was Russian. He pocketed the pack and found nothing else. Later, Damien visited Professor Samuel Reed at the university, an expert in European languages. Samuel confirmed the script was Russian, revealing the signature, Arseny Morozov. Damien reflected on the habit of mindlessly signing one's name repeatedly during idle moments. Alonso, however, did not appear Russian or from a Russian-aligned state. His features suggested local origin. Damien proceeded to Ryan's office, prepared for confrontation. Ryan exploded on sight. "I'll throw you out myself." Damien cupped his ear mockingly. "They say love turns to anger." "Get out quietly," Ryan snapped. "Then at least cover my gas. Tank's almost empty." "No touching the motorcycle." "I'll only hold the handle. If I touch more, chop off my hands. Arseny Morozov may be linked to Alonso's death." "Who's Alonso?" "What nonsense." "The same Alonso whose body you showed me." Ryan leaned back, scoffing. "Trying to impress me? You learned the name from the lab, right? But it's uncertain if the ring belonged to the deceased. The coat pocket lining was worn. The ring may have slipped in accidentally. Why keep it? I'll demand answers from the lab on leaking info to outsiders. Ask why they gave me Alonso's address. Don't make it a big deal." "What about the ring, Ryan?" Ryan paused. "Did you really not get the name from the lab?" "I didn't. And if you want to attack the lab chief, go ahead. You've cursed me enough today. I'd like to see someone break your arms and legs." "How did you find out?" "That's none of your business." "Yes, but I know his location. If you don't believe me, come along. The body photos should be on your desk." "They are? Why?" "I'll have neighbors confirm the identity." "Are you serious?" "Absolutely. Think I'm wasting petrol for fun? Come, get up. Bring a close-up of the corpse's face." Chapter 10. Neighbors confirmed Damien's account after seeing Alonso's photograph. Ryan questioned them further, but learned nothing new. "All right, Ryan," Damien said. "Now you tell me about Arseny Morozov, and you can have your motorcycle back." "Who's Arseny Morozov?" "My nephew. Don't bother me, or I'll fly off to Switzerland." Freed from Ryan, Damien sought those who saw Sir Charles at Alonso's door. He found one. Besides Sir Charles, two men came often, but never knocked. Just watched from a distance. Both had thick black beards and wore dark sunglasses. "Makeup," Damien murmured. He left, hiring a taxi to Sir Charles Sinclair's office. Sir Charles was a prominent exporter with global offices. Reaching him was difficult, but Damien managed. "I'm not here for a plague injection," Damien said bluntly. "What is it?" Sir Charles's deep voice filled the room. "Alonso's body. Alfred Garden. Last night. Speak plainly." Damien placed Alonso's photo on the table. "So?" "Neighbors insisted, you know. Two other mysterious men also circled the colony." Sir Charles leaned back, lips tight, eyes fixed. "And?" "Those fools dragged me in. I was there unaware. They may have told police about you and named me as witness. I told police a respectable man arrived, but didn't recognize him. I'll identify him next time. Now my reputation's in your hands." "Why your reputation?" "I'm no government doctor. I earn through tricks. Once a compounder, giving distilled water as injections. When needed, people come to me. Now my secret may leak. Advice: lawyer up, time's up, leave. Where'd you get the photo?" "Who knows what you'll think?" "Speak." "I fled police when a bearded man met me at Pope Street corner, handed me the photo, said Sir Charles may be responsible." "So you're blackmailing me?" "Never. I'm leaving. You won't see me again. My fraud's only medical." "Where exactly?" "Told you." And he said, "Frame Sir Charles. Someone's setting you up." "What do you want?" "The truth. Who was Alonso?" "Why?" "I write detective stories. Maybe use this as a plot." Sir Charles stared, then tossed £2,000 on the desk. "Take this and shut up. 2 lakh wouldn't buy my silence. I'm no blackmailer. I'm a respected writer. Agatha Christie translated dozens of my novels. Waste my time. Take the money and leave." "I want truth. Who was Alonso? Why did a man like you care? You're not involved. Too public." "Who are you?" "No riddles." "NCA?" "No. I'm unmarried and no NCA." Sir Charles hit the bell. "Leave quietly or peon will remove you." The peon arrived. "Peace be upon you," Damien greeted him warmly, grabbing his hand in a firm handshake. The peon was baffled. Sir Charles silent. "Bye," Damien called cheerfully as he left. Chapter 11. Damien called Ryan from a public booth. "What's going on with Arseny Morozov?" "What are you up to? Spill it or patience? I won't tell you about Arseny until you update me fully." "Fine. I don't care about Alonso or Morozov. I'm going home. Well, you're home too. But no guardian angel will make me leave." Damien hung up, knowing Ryan would come running. By 4 p.m., Valeria and Lady Victoria waited at the flat. "You must leave now. Ryan's coming." "Just one thing." "Speak." "I know nothing about Alonso's death. My secret isn't worth murder." "I don't want your secret. But Charles is in trouble. Police are close. A government doctor saw him near Alonso's door. Leave before Ryan arrives." Lady Victoria paused, then said softly, "I brought the remaining 3,000. Take it back. If I'd succeeded, the money would be mine. It still is. To keep me quiet." "Why?" "My mouth stays shut. And yes, I researched. You are Douglas's nephew." "Douglas is Sir Charles's friend. He won't tolerate disgrace." "Enough. Now go. Ryan's coming. I won't take the money." Lady Victoria left. Valeria, unaware of their talk, pulled out 3 bundles of cash. "What's this?" "Lady Victoria gave it." "Why take it?" "She forced me. Said you're a friend's nephew." Before more could be said, Ryan arrived. "Getting rich?" He sneered at the cash. "Always have. Sit, friend. Busy these days? Don't play games. Don't understand. Arseny Morozov. Testing me. The Morozov family's in Nixon Guston's novel. Guptil. Guston. Bet on it. You're an idiot. Guston wrote about Morozov. Guptil. Keep provoking and I'll say, Gogol, Gogol. Damien, I warn you." "Tea for you?" Damien asked Valeria. Ryan watched her leave, sighed deeply. "Careful. No sighing over my partner. I'll sue for harassment." "Not here for nonsense." "Thanks for showing up. Today, tea's on me." "How'd you find Alonso's location?" "Who's Alonso?" "This won't do. I'll summon you. Might be your last day." Ryan stared. "What do you want?" 2 yards of earth after death," Damien sighed. "No elephants, horses, mansions." He recited softly, "After death, let me be built into a cup. Let the kiss of your dying lips reach me in the dust." Silence followed. Valeria entered with tea. Ryan glared, then helped her. "Make yourself at home," Damien said, eyes closed. They drank quietly. Ryan lit a cigarette, mood shifting. "Oh, found a lead on Arseny Morozov." "Found him? Ha! Knew it." "A Spanish dance troupe arrived last week. Morozov's a member." "A Russian name." "Many Russians fled to Spain." "Right. Must be women in the troupe. One famous dancer. Monique Delacroix, the most popular in Europe." "Monique Delacroix," Damien repeated slowly. The name triggered a memory, Alonso's mention. "They perform tonight at the plaza. The Dancer of Fire, Monique's famed act. She dances with fire." Damien fell silent, lost in thought. Chapter 12. The dance program was set for 8 p.m. By 7:30, Damien had gathered intelligence. Arseny Morozov was the troupe's pianist. The group had 15 members, including 5 women, Monique among them, touring all over the world. To secure an orchestra ticket, Damien bribed, as most seats were pre-reserved. The hall was packed, house-full signs posted. Outside, crowds pounded locked ticket windows. Police intervened as tension rose. Inside, flames engulfed the stage. Real fire, not illusion. Front rows felt the heat. The elevated stage made it hard to see if fire covered it entirely or if clear spaces existed. Music thundered, and amid flames appeared Monique's fiery visage. Fire, music, and dance blended so completely, the audience lost track of time, applauding mechanically when it ended. For 90 minutes, fire blazed. Monique performed thrice, once solo, twice with others. Afterward, the crowd surged before the green room, desperate for a glimpse. Damien predicted Monique would slip out a side exit to her residence. The plaza had 2 floors, hall below, grand hotel above. The hotel offered an escape route. 2 staircases, one facing main road, one alley side. Damien dismissed the street side and headed for the alley. The alley was narrow but lit. A long car was parked, out of place. Damien returned to his Tacita. Ryan sat inside. He hadn't acknowledged Ryan's presence. Damien started the engine, creeping toward the plaza's back alley. "Where to?" Ryan asked. "Holy crap!" Damien startled, nearly crashing. "Watch the road!" Ryan scolded, grabbing the wheel. "No weapons, I swear," Damien pleaded. "Take an oath if you want." "Oh, Damien, you idiot." "Ryan, if I had a heart attack, I'll beat this foolishness out of you someday." Damien parked in shadow. Engine off. "Why here?" "Because I'm in love." Damien sighed theatrically, hand on chest. Wanted to confess for so long. Today's the day. No wife around, no moral police. "I love you. Let's run away. To either pole. Why this sweet pain? Maybe love or hunger. I crave kofta. Ryan, my beloved, shh." Monique descended stairs, flanked by 3 men. Damien's Tacita followed. Ryan observed silently. Ryan asked, "Post-mortem?" "Poison and forehead injury. Tiny crystals lodged in bone, likely shot from a pressure device. Not usual gravel, possibly diamond or crystal." "So I was right. When aren't you?" Damien fell silent, thinking. Ryan added, "That ring's mystery deepens." "How?" "No coat lining damage. Ring couldn't slip in accidentally." "Then?" "Inserted deliberately through a slit at coat hem." "Send me the coat." "I will." "What do you think was the purpose?" £4.50 to explain." "Stop joking." "If you said that with your finger on your nose, your wife would storm my office and I'd profit." "Don't talk rubbish." The car stopped at the Windsor Hotel. Monique and companions entered. Damien parked away, told Ryan to stay put, and approached. A bell captain confirmed Monique's stay and room numbers. Few knew her lodging. Damien learned her usual hotel hours. On return, Ryan asked, "Stalking a woman?" "A woman whose husband seeks divorce. I'm gathering grounds. So Ryan, stop interfering. Detective work doesn't pay my bills." Chapter 13. The next morning, Damien called Deputy Director Ryan from a public phone booth about Alonso's coat. Ryan said he was busy but would send it within an hour. Back at his flat, before the coat arrived, Lady Victoria appeared, pale and worn, as if sleepless. "Bless my lady," Damien said, standing. "Quiet scoundrel," she replied, sinking into a chair. Valeria prepared breakfast in the kitchen. "I have much to say," Lady Victoria began, "but now I need a favor." "Oh dear," Damien groaned, tugging his ears. "A favor or a sentence?" "Just listen. I need you to find a bogus doctor blackmailing Sir Charles. He may have been seen knocking on Alonso's door." Damien sighed, satisfaction spreading. "So both of you wanted Alonso gone?" "Yes," Lady Victoria admitted. "Why pretend Sir Charles was unaware?" "Necessity. Otherwise you'd laugh it off and chase me. The 5,000 offer would have seemed a joke. I wanted you to think I feared blackmail, but it's not true." "What is true?" "Nothing serious enough to involve us in Alonso's death." "You won't tell me." "I want this incident forgotten. Don't expose my secret. Stop the fake doctor for a separate, substantial fee." "Understood. If you and Sir Charles share a reason, I'm satisfied. But one day, you'll tell me your secret." "Enough. What about the fake doctor? How can I find him? And if he's dead, what then?" "Mercy, Damien. Tell Sir Charles if the doctor appears, arrest him. I'll handle the rest. But you'll tell me everything." "I must consult Sir Charles first. How much for the fake doctor case?" "Nothing. A noble deed. You've shared much about me. Why not live as Mr. Douglas wishes?" "Why doesn't he live as I wish?" Damien glanced at the clock and rose. "Excuse me." Lady Victoria left, displeased. Damien drummed the table, then called Valeria. They ate breakfast. Valeria seemed distant, ready to snap. During the meal, a man from Ryan arrived with Alonso's coat, then left. "Business is good," Damien remarked. Valeria lashed out, criticizing every trait. "One day you'll get used to it," Damien smiled. "No, I'll go mad alone. Why not introduce me to your friends?" "When things settle. Now, work." Damien inspected Alonso's coat. Near the hem, a small slit, likely for ring retrieval. He confirmed Ryan's claim, no other hole for the ring to slip through. How did the ring get inside? Damien pondered. It was deliberately placed between lining and fabric. The ring, plain with Alonso engraved, bore no gemstone. Engraving names was uncommon now. What was the point? He unstitching the lining, a tedious task. Instead of stiff buckram, training cloth appeared sewn in the chest area, surprising him. On it, black handwriting. Damien read silently, lips pressed tight. He placed the cloth in his desk drawer. On the left side, the lining was also training cloth, blank. He removed it and stored it carefully. Valeria, bored, complained again. "Boredom ruins people," Damien smiled. "Don't sit idle. Sew the lining back." "Why rip it? Whose coat?" Valeria asked, unaware of the cloth. "It's mine," Damien said seriously. "I buy old coats to own several. Anyone changing coats daily must be important." Chapter 14. That evening, Damien returned to the plaza, accompanied by Professor Samuel, the expert who had deciphered the Russian script on the cigarette pack. Their orchestra seats were secured well in advance, in the back rows. "I doubt the grand fire dance will happen tonight," the professor remarked. "Doesn't matter," Damien replied, shaking his head. "Just be ready when I say ready." "But what's the point?" the professor protested. "If we get caught, imagine the disgrace. Many of my students are here." "Then under no circumstances should it look like you're with me. Shaking you off won't be easy." The professor sighed in resignation. The performance began, and they watched quietly. During the fourth set, Damien leaned in, whispering, "Ready." Monique danced energetically when suddenly a bat struck her face. She screamed and stumbled back into the curtain. The bat fell, then flew erratically around the hall's dark corners. The curtain closed amid the audience's uproar. The professor turned to Damien. "Are you a man or a magician? How did you throw that without me noticing?" "Forget it. What language did she shout in?" "German. And the meaning in Urdu?" "Nothing better than, 'God damn it.'" "Sure. 100%. Thanks, my friend. I know this has been a lot." "What was the point?" "An experiment. I confirmed a truth. In shock or fear, people revert to their native tongue. Subhanallah, nature's design is amazing." "I still don't get it." "She's German, but pretending to be French." "Oh, I see," the professor said, surprised. "A real success. I thought this was one of your college pranks. But Damien, what's really happening?" "I used to work for NCA. Not anymore. I resigned. This was no official case, just a hunch. Her features didn't seem French." "Then why all this?" "Since World War II, Germans face resentment in Europe. If she claimed German identity, she wouldn't be popular." The professor said nothing further. Damien's explanation was flawless. Chapter 15. A week ago, securing rooms at the Windsor Hotel without paying rent was nearly impossible. But Damien had well-connected friends, nicknamed Ghosts, who made it happen. He arranged 2 rooms, one for himself, one for Valeria. Nearby, he secured rooms for Monique Delacroix and her companions. Valeria now favored frocks, shalwars, even jumpers and gararas, Eastern attire. This blend of East and West caught the attention of Monique's party. When introduced, Damien quickly made his mark, especially as a jest for Monique, the kind who could brighten any table. The men in her group hoped to find silly husbands like themselves, promising endless amusement. Damien observed closely. Monique bossed her companions, speaking only English, a language they all understood. His eyes stayed on Arseny Morozov, tall, heavily built, with a slack expression. His walk suggested a limp, though it wasn't real. That night, Damien covertly followed Monique's party. They rode in a large station wagon with a local man. It was 10 p.m., post-plaza event, returning, not via usual routes. Damien's two-seater followed alone. The wagon entered an upscale neighborhood, spaced mansions bordered by forests and fields. They stopped before a building. Damien killed his headlights, cautious. 2 or 3 men unloaded a heavy bundle. Despite efforts, lowering it was delayed as if the bundle resisted. Eventually, they pressed it down, fearing it might escape. Reluctantly, they carried it inside. Damien shrugged, then walked quickly toward a government hospital nearby with a public phone booth. Inside, he called Deputy Director Ryan, confident he was home with his ill wife. "Ryan, Damien here. Riverside Park. In an hour, you might find my corpse there. Arrive early, you might see Alonso's killers. Got it? Over and out." He hung up, returned to his car, and rummaged through the stompany packed with troubles from around the world, always locked tight. Chapter 16. A week ago, securing rooms at the Windsor Hotel without paying rent was nearly impossible. But Damien had well-connected friends, nicknamed Ghosts, who made it happen. He arranged 2 rooms, one for himself, one for Valeria. Nearby, he secured rooms for Monique Delacroix and her companions. Valeria now favored frocks, shalwars, even jumpers and gararas, Eastern attire. This blend of East and West caught the attention of Monique's party. When introduced, Damien quickly made his mark, especially as a jest for Monique, the kind who could brighten any table. The men in her group hoped to find silly husbands like themselves, promising endless amusement. Damien observed closely. Monique bossed her companions, speaking only English, a language they all understood. His eyes stayed on Arseny Morozov, tall, heavily built, with a slack expression. His walk suggested a limp, though it wasn't real. That night, Damien covertly followed Monique's party. They rode in a large station wagon with a local man. It was 10 p.m., post-plaza event, returning, not via usual routes. Damien's two-seater followed alone. The wagon entered an upscale neighborhood, spaced mansions bordered by forests and fields. They stopped before a building. Damien killed his headlights, cautious. 2 or 3 men unloaded a heavy bundle. Despite efforts, lowering it was delayed as if the bundle resisted. Eventually, they pressed it down, fearing it might escape. Reluctantly, they carried it inside. Damien shrugged, then walked quickly toward a government hospital nearby with a public phone booth. Inside, he called Deputy Director Ryan, confident he was home with his ill wife. "Ryan, Damien here. Riverside Park. In an hour, you might find my corpse there. Arrive early, you might see Alonso's killers. Got it? Over and out." He hung up, returned to his car, and rummaged through the Stepney packed with troubles from around the world, always locked tight. Damien had tied the other end of the rope to a pillar on the upper floor and secured a knot. The building was empty, except for those inside. He did this deliberately, to trap them, calmly blocking all exits. Exactly as planned, they rushed to free Monique from the noose, unaware that Damien was downstairs, locking every door from outside. They didn't realize their escape was sealed. In this situation, Damien could have confronted them alone, but he held back. If still officially with the investigation department, he might have acted. For now, he waited for Deputy Director Ryan's arrival. Chapter 17. "Oh, donkey! Arseny Morozov!" Monique shouted. "Why aren't you cutting the rope?" Suddenly, Arseny jolted awake. In an instant, he stood on a chair, slicing the rope. Martin's revolver had slipped from his hand, sliding across the floor toward the fallen man. Before the rope fully loosened, a shot rang out. Arseny fell from the chair, the impact breaking the rope halfway, saving Monique's life. The second bullet would have pierced her chest. Arseny was struck near the forehead, unable to rise, dying. Martin's chilling laugh echoed, but he fired no third shot. No one dared move, eyes fixed on the revolver still in Martin's grasp. Martin sat against the wall near the door, eyes bloodshot, gaze troubled. The broken rope's noose hung around Monique's neck. She seemed numb, her eyes gleaming with a frightening light. Martin growled, "Bitch, Sunwa! Your filthy plans will never disgrace this country. A society without faith in God cannot survive here. Now you go too." He spoke, but Monique had already dropped to the floor. Her scream distracted Martin. He didn't notice her searching Arseni's pockets as she fell. "And you all," Martin commanded Monique's companions. "Hands up! 2 bullets remain in this revolver, 1 more in my pocket. This isn't the only gun." He pulled another revolver from his pocket, displaying it. Monique, lying low, faced Martin, clutching a strange object taken from Arseni's pocket. Damien, having locked all the doors, headed toward the main entrance, waiting impatiently for Deputy Director Ryan Blake. Before he reached the door, gunshots rang out from inside. He immediately turned back, pacing aimlessly before breaking into a run. He realized his mistake. He should have neutralized those 2 locals earlier. 2 shots meant both were likely down. At the door, a 3rd shot rang, followed by Monique's scream. Peering through the crack, Damien saw 7 or 8 men with hands raised. Arseny Morozov's lifeless body lay in a pool of blood near his head. Monique was pulling something from Arseny's pocket. Martin, slumped by the door, did not notice. 1 local was still tied to a chair, unconscious. The other was alive, hence the raised hands. Damien puzzled over Monique's action. The gunfire and scream confirmed she was the target and the only woman present. He thought she might be drawing a revolver from Arseny's pocket, potentially firing unintentionally. Instead, she pulled out a black, chain-like object, 6 inches long, 3 or 4 inches wide, and aimed it at the men. Suddenly, a thought struck Damien like lightning. He involuntarily shouted, "Valeria! Valeria, darling! Where has that Arseny Morozov dog taken you?" Chapter 18. Monique heard Damien's voice and dropped the box from her hand. Martin startled, realizing Monique was alive and catching sight of the black object slipping from her grasp. He assumed it was a revolver. "Stand up, Monique, or I shoot!" Martin ordered. She rose angrily. The box lay on Arseny Morozov's corpse. "Tie their companions' hands with handkerchiefs and ties," Martin commanded, aiming his revolver at the door. "Whoever you are, stay out. Step inside and you die." "I'm looking for my wife," Damien cried in English. "They brought her here in shackles." In Urdu, he added, "I'm CID. Watch that one. Don't let her be taken, and hand over your revolver." A faint voice replied, "How can I trust you?" "I put the noose around her neck." Monique stared at Martin like a frightened deer. Martin slammed his other revolver's handle and screamed. The door swung open, pushing Damien inside. He stumbled onto Arseny's body. The box slipped into his pocket. "Have you lost your minds?" Monique shouted. Her words seemed to revive the others. 2 shots rang out, but Martin's were blanks. Damien yanked the rope from Monique's neck. It fell away. He faced her companions, shouting, "Back off, or I shoot!" They glanced at him, indifferent. Martin fired again. 1 man fell wounded. They subdued him quickly, seizing both guns. Now the weapons were on Damien, who held Monique protectively. "Shoot! She dies first, then me. Empty your revolvers and toss them here. I won't strangle her." Backing up with Monique pressed to the wall, Damien knew if shots rang out, Monique would fall first. "You fools," Martin muttered. "You ruined everything. If I hadn't, you'd be finished." Suddenly, running footsteps echoed. Before they could react, armed police stormed in, shots fired, criminals outnumbered. 2 wounded, none escaped. They turned to Damien, who yelled, "Careful! Curtain there!" Chapter 19. At 4 o'clock, Damien's eyes snapped open to loud banging. The voice was unmistakably Deputy Director Ryan Blake's. Damien opened the door. "You're in serious trouble," Ryan said sharply. "What happened?" "That man Martin, you told me his name. He's insane. Spent last year in a mental asylum. Police confirm he still wanders the streets, unstable. 2 mentally disturbed men, huh? He died en route back. Monique says Martin lured her troupe here, claiming expertise in Asian dances. They found a wounded man tied up. Martin threatened them with 2 revolvers, demanded obedience. A commotion broke out. 2 men got shot, and he fired at police. And you just stood by? Damien yawned heavily. Any proof? Yes, Monique is a spy from a power-hungry nation. Can you prove it? Why not? Alonso was Spain's secret agent. Damien pulled out the cloth from Alonso's coat lining and laid it before Ryan. Ryan examined it carefully. That ring lets you remove the coat lining. Beneath is an official seal from Alonso's region. Alonso hid this note, fearing Monique's pursuit. Only that ring grants access. The note reveals Alonso was tailed long ago. He suspected Monique wasn't truly French. She's a spy aiming to plant agents worldwide. Alonso traveled widely with her. Ryan, this is Alonso and Martin's story. Martyrs drained of life while alive. Damien recounted Martin's arrest. Where is he? In custody, shouting he's sane and holds vital secrets. The SP locked him up. Monique still torments him. Martin will reveal much, better than self-proclaimed patriots who do nothing. Any more evidence? Time's short. The SP must laugh at me. Damien thought aloud. The method of gravel injection was ingenious. He retrieved the flat black device from his coat and held it up. This small pressure machine sprays poisonous gravel through a syringe connected by chains. See the button? Press it, and the syringe fires. This compartment holds the poison. Ryan patted Damien's back. We've gained the upper hand. Handle carefully. Otherwise your wife might be free before the divorce, and my firm loses. How did you find Alonso? By chance. He thought I was Monique's man and attacked me. She gave the syringe clue. He admitted his error. I followed him, found his residence, and identified the corpse next morning. Damien said nothing about Lady Victoria. And Arseny Morozov? Caught by an empty cigarette pack. Damien recounted the episode. If not for illness, he'd live longer. He forgot Monique's name. Odd habit, signing repeatedly. I've seen you do it unconsciously. Damien added, Alonso suspected Monique's nationality. She sounded French, but wasn't. She's German. He described the bat attack. Ryan was thrilled. But the report's incomplete. What will I write about locating Alonso's home? Martin will solve that. Put him in your report as the informant on Monique's true identity and Alonso's status as a Spanish agent pursued by her. The next morning, Alonso's body was found. The ring led to the note hidden in the coat. You searched the address Martin gave, found cleanliness and the signed cigarette pack. You tracked Monique. Martin warned you of a planned raid at Highland Lodge, which you executed successfully. Credit Martin's testimony and note that his info came from Monique. Long live Damien, Ryan said, patting him again. What do you want? Say the word. 10 wealthy women wanting divorces, Damien said, serious. Ryan smiled. Chapter 20. Only Sir Charles Sinclair and Lady Victoria remained. Damien worried, pondering how to extract their secret. At exactly 1 p.m., the local newspapers hit the market, carrying stories about Alonso and Monique Delacroix. Damien seized the moment and stormed into Sir Charles's office. Sir Charles was reading the paper. His face changed sharply upon seeing Damien. Well, what news, sir? Damien said casually, slapping the table. You're here without permission. Forget that. I've read the papers too. It's clear only members of Monique's group could be interested in Alonso. That's not certain. Sir Charles's breath quickened. Yet I've not informed police about you, and you still call me a blackmailer. What do you want? Just the truth. What benefit will you gain? What harm in telling me? Sir Charles paused, his face softened, eyes regained their sparkle. He stood abruptly. Sit. I'll tell you. But only with Lady Victoria present. It concerns her more than herself. Where will you go? Damien asked. Sir Charles had already left and locked the door outside. A mischievous smile played on Damien's lips. In the next room, Sir Charles whispered into the phone, Syra, I've locked that bogus doctor in my office. Bring Damien quickly." He returned, having sent someone away. Damien sat calmly. Sir Charles was taken aback. Half an hour later, Lady Victoria arrived, flustered. "So he wasn't found, darling? Where is the doctor?" Sir Charles pointed to the door. Lady Victoria peeked through the glass, breathed deeply, and asked, "Is this him?" Sir Charles nodded. "Open the door." "Why?" No answer. She opened it herself. Sir Charles was annoyed. Damien stood. Lady Victoria burst into laughter. Damien laughed heartily, though no fool. "Oh, nonsense!" Sir Charles suddenly collapsed with a loud thud. Lady Victoria quieted, but Damien laughed uncontrollably, clutching his stomach. Even Lady Victoria could not resist. Finally, she said, "Damien, this is it." "What? Damien?" Sir Charles exclaimed, then joined the laughter. Suddenly, Damien became serious, as if a machine stopped, prompting even more laughter. After the mood settled, Damien spoke earnestly. Lady Victoria had to be told, but made Damien promise secrecy. "If you break it, we'll catch and beat you," Sir Charles warned. "Don't I have a right to know about Mr. Douglas's nephew?" Sir Charles explained, "They married in Spain. Lady Victoria was a lower-class vagabond. He fell in love. She too loved him and vowed to change. No one here knew her origins. Society respected her. Alonso was ethnically Russian, a Spanish resident. Lady Victoria knew Alonso's true identity and feared he'd expose her to the elite. They tried to meet Alonso, but failed. Lady Victoria turned to Damien's firm. Her ad was convincing. She knew Damien was a private investigator. Because private investigation is tightly regulated here, she posed as running a marriage and divorce agency, a covert common in the West. The story ended lightly between them. Thank you for watching this episode of Shadow of the Spy on Obscura Chronicles. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more thrilling mysteries and suspenseful tales. Please hit the like button and share this video with your friends who love crime and spy stories. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop your feedback and theories in the comment section below. Stay tuned for the next case, and remember, every shadow hides a secret.